So now that we understand the benefits of game and how it can unlock an enormous amount of human potential, we can potentially transfer some of these benefits into our daily life through a process called gamification. Taking an activity that you want someone to do and turning it into a game. Students tend to get better learning outcomes through gamification. I study students who might have difficulties with math learning. And how I get them to be excited when it comes to math is to integrate some kind of game elements in their math learning. So it could be introducing rewards, or it could be even recognizing them amongst their peers when they achieve a certain level of math competency. So games are more than just an entertaining distraction. They are a powerful method for changing how we think and process information. With the right design and practice, we can turn just about any activity or action into the game. Traditional measures of how we learn have typically been based on behavioral observations. In recent times, there have also been technological advancements that allow us to see changes in learning that could be reflected biologically. There's a particular neuroimaging tool that has been increasingly used in education settings. It is called the functional near-infrared spectroscopy. So different parts of the brain are telling us different things. The FNIS provides us a window to observe things that we might not easily observe before when we are playing games. When I use it, I can see whether the networks are strengthened before or after gameplay, or whether the network is actually strengthening the connections between various areas of my brain. For example, when it comes to math learning, it has been shown the brain activations occur in the parietal lobes, particularly in the intraparietal sulcus. So if we want to see whether there are changes in activations when students are playing a math game, for example, we will be focusing on the activations that are taking place in the intraparietal sulcus. When we begin to understand learning from a holistic perspective, we can unlock an enormous amount of human potential. Should we cut down on games? How much time should we spend in a planned environment versus an unplanned environment? That's really the crux of the issue. In the real world, that is not designed. We don't have a map that guides us. We don't have any rules or structure that guide us. Life is messy. It is unplanned and is not designed. And we might not necessarily get the same kinds of feedback we do when we are playing games. So how do we deal with such circumstances? How do we plan? And how do we prepare ourselves for such circumstances when we cannot hit the restart button? There's a lot of game design that hasn't been studied scientifically or pedagogically, but this offers us an opportunity to systematically study the impact of games on our lives. New advancing technologies such as augmented reality is being integrated with games to further enhance our gameplay experience. People are going to play games no matter what. We owe it to ourselves to systematically investigate and scientifically study the impact of games on our lives and how we can better design games such that it becomes meaningful and have positive outcomes for ourselves. In the end, games are really just simulations, artificial, arbitrary imitations. But as we've discussed, they have the potential to change how our world works and what we do with it. When we design games and when we put them to use, we are reshaping our reality. So it's essential that we ask ourselves, how do we want to change? How do we want to improve? What kind of reality do we want to create?